Left my stealth site last night and immediately climbed up to Kelly's Knob, which not a good morning. I didn't have much energy this morning, but I got over it, and now I'm going downhill. But you know what that means? Back uphill after that. And I'm going to about 5.5 miles. I'm going to go into, or hope to go into, Around the Bend Hostel to buy a spoon and some resupply. We got a 40-mile stretch coming up with no resupply options, so I'm going to have to carry a heavy bag going into North Carolina. I'll talk to you later. Well, yesterday was the first rain, and today is the first snow. I don't know if you can see, but it's starting to snow and cloud over. Going up. Yeah, it's really starting to come down now. Well, I didn't expect this snow, but it's happening. It's starting to accumulate. All right. Wish me luck. Yeah, snow happens fast in the mountains. I just stopped a minute to put my rain jacket on. I don't want to get all wet. That's pretty cool. My winter wonderland. It's pretty cool through here. Green and white tunnel. I think these are called mountain laurels. I'm not 100% sure. Anybody knows, you can put it in comments. The snow is kind of a surprise. I looked at the forecast, it didn't mention it, but you know how things can change in a dime, especially at higher elevation. So some of you asked to see a shelter in the camp. So behind me is a shelter. I'm the only one here so far, so I decided to set up in a shelter, be my first night in a shelter as opposed to setting up my tent. I'll turn you around and look at some things here. So there's a bear box. That's where you store your food at night, so the bears don't get it. And Georgia has bear boxes and cables at all their campsites, or the shelter campsites, so it's pretty convenient. North Carolina coming up does not, so I'm gonna have to hang my food in a tree. And here is the shelter, and back over there is the privy. So this is a kind of a unique shelter. It's a triple decker, 3 different levels. So you got the main level, you see where I'm set up with my sleeping bag, and then you have a second level, and then there's a third level above us here. You climb up this ladder here to get kind of neat. You can sleep a lot of people here. And they got a fire pit here. I won't be setting a fire. I'm gonna get started on dinner and get to bed. I had a long, hard day. Talk to you later. Good morning, day 9. Just left Plum Gap shelter, about a half mile. I got lost coming out. There was multiple trails going to different campsites, and it took me at least a half hour to figure out the right way out. But I did, and I'm on the AT again. North Carolina border is coming up in about 3 miles, I think, so that's outstanding. Walked from Springer Mountain to North Carolina almost, so I'll pull the camera out again when I get there, show you the sign. Talk to you later. It was a cold night. I'm still cold. My hands are numb. It was down in the low 20s and windy. All right, I'll talk to you again when I get to the border. Bye. Well, there it is. Georgia and North Carolina border. Unfreaking believable. I walked from Springer Mountain, Georgia to North Carolina. How cool is that? Time for a break. I think I'm going uphill from here. Well, North Carolina is not very welcoming yet. Right up out of the sign or Bly Gap there, it is straight up. I mean, straight up. It took me an hour to get to the top of that. And now it's just flattening out. But I'm sure it's going to go up again. I see some mountains up ahead. All right, talk to you later. Wow. That's got to be a joke, right? Well, good morning, North Carolina. Nothing like climbing a mountain to wake your ass up in the morning. Here, it's a little hazy this morning, but this is beautiful. Outstanding. Oh yeah, today is day 10 on the trail, February 26th. I heard some good advice last night at the campground. For anybody who lives in the Midwest and wants to train for the AT and can't hike mountains, obviously, this guy suggested put your pack on, take a cold shower with your pack on, walk to the gym, do the Stairmaster until your legs fall off, walk back home, take another cold shower with your pack on, and then do it again the next day, every day. I thought that was good advice. Just sharing. Yeah, I went over that this morning. That's Standing Indian Mountain. and then came down, and then walking some flat, and then back up again soon. Yeah, look at that. I'm sure that's in my future.
This is the perfect place to see it. What I was talking to you about.
Mm-hmm.
Remember how I told you there's a land bridge? Just look at that. No green tunnel this time of year.
And excuse me, end of day 10. Had a pretty good day. Wasn't too bad at trail conditions. The elevation wasn't too bad. I'm in a stealth site tonight. I tried to get to the base of Albert Mountain. It's a pretty big climb first thing tomorrow morning, so I wanted to get as close as I could, and the shelter and campsites were too far back, so I'm right at the base of Albert Mountain, just at a stealth site. I'm going to tackle that in the morning. It's going to rain tomorrow, so I hope to get over the mountain before that gets too bad. And tomorrow night I'm going into a hostel. I'm going to take a 0 day tomorrow. Not tomorrow, the day after. Let my body heal up and rest for a day, and then get back at it. I'll let you know and how that goes. Talk to you later.
Good morning. Day 11. Got up early this morning. I need to meet a shuttle ride at 12:30, and I got to hike over Mount Albert this morning, so I'm headed up now. And it's a cold morning, and I think it's supposed to rain in a couple hours, so trying to get an early start over this mountain so I don't have to climb wet rocks. All right, hopefully I'll be able to pull out the camera when I get to the top, and we might have some views, I hope, unless the rain comes. Talk to you later. Yeah, already stripping off layers. It's warm climbing Mount Albert. At least I'm warm. It's not warm out, but I'm sweating already. And I think the rain is coming. I'm not going to put my rain jacket on until it starts raining, but I can feel a drop every now and then. So last night I didn't sleep very well. I was camped by myself, just in the middle of the woods at a stealth site, and man, I just couldn't get the sound of something walking around my tent out of my head. I think it was my father that put that bear scenario in my head, so thanks, Dad, for that, keeping me awake all night. But nothing happened, of course. My food was there in the morning. I did hear an animal in the middle of the night call out really, really loud, like 3 times in a row, and then a couple hours later the same thing. I don't know what it was. It wasn't an owl. I've heard owls before, but I'm not sure. But that's camping in the woods. I'll try to get some views or a picture of the Mount Albert fire tower when I get up there. There's a fire tower up there, and it looks like it's going to be straight up from here. I'll try and show you guys. I don't know if you can see that. There's a cloud covering part of it, but that's where I'm going. Up the top of that, there's a fire tower up there. Talk to you later. So this is where I came from, down there, and this is where I'm going. I know it's difficult to tell the angle. You see the white blazes on the rocks up there? It's quite a steep climb. There it is, Albert Mountain Fire Tower. I would take you up there, but as you can see, there's no views. We're just clouds. I'm sure it's outstanding, and on a normal day. You can see a little bit of the mountains, but yeah, it's pretty windy. I'm sure it's swaying pretty good up there. But I want to show you something. Check that out. The 100-mile mark. Wow. Unbelievable. So cool. That's one of my first goals on this trail. 100 miles on the Appalachian Trail. Talk to you later.